Call on Government Order of the Day number 2.
Statutes Amendment Bill number 4, interrupted debate on second reading.
Members, when we last debated this bill, the Honourable Ruth Dyson had the floor. She has 5 minutes remaining.
Mr. Speaker, can I say what a pleasure it is to resume my really rudely interrupted contribution to the Statutes Amendment Bill number 4, and I also want to acknowledge Dennis O'Rourke, who I beat to the call at that peak listening time of 7 minutes to 10 p.m. when we were last debating this bill, and I look forward to his contribution. There will be fewer people listening, Mr. O'Rourke, but I'm sure every one of them will be waiting anxiously for your contribution and will enjoy the benefit of it. This is a Statutes Amendment Bill, Mr. Speaker, and one with which you're probably quite familiar, given that it's in your name. It's the bill that was referred to the Government Administration Committee some time ago, and I want to acknowledge the members who sat on the committee who debated this with some rigour. So sometimes I think that committees give Statutes Amendment Bill not enough consideration, and it slides through and we end up with an amendment to an amendment. We're already fixing up mistakes. That's the point really of a Statutes Amendment Bill, and I do think that we need to take a little more care. So I want to acknowledge the other 5 members of that committee, Mojo Mathers and the Honourable Trevor Mallard, Chris Ockenvoll and Eric Roy, who are no longer members of this House but who made a huge contribution in relation to this bill, and also Kamaljit Bakshi, who is still a member of the House but unfortunately no longer a member of the committee. For new members particularly, they might be wondering, what is a Statutes Amendment Bill? Well, I just alluded in a rather casual way to the fact that it is really fixing up mistakes. It amends legislation. It's an omnibus bill, and it's outlined in Standing Order 2621F. It's worth a read if members don't have anything else on their reading agenda for the evening, because it describes the fact that this is one of the rare occasions when a bill can amend a large number of other bills. It's further described in Standing Orders that's the one that I just referred to, 2621F, in 2923, which talks about amendments to the Statutes Amendment Bill, and then in 3052, the order of 3052, the question to be proposed in committee. That's how statutes amendments are covered and referred to in standing orders. But the most important thing that members need to know is that one single member of Parliament can object to a provision in a statutes amendment bill and then it doesn't progress. That particular provision within the statutes amendment bill would be withdrawn. Very unusual process that a minister goes through, and the former minister, the Honourable Chester Burrows, went through this procedure with this very statutes amendment bill, going to the representative of every single political party in Parliament and asking for their sign-off. So every member of this Parliament is bound to support every provision. If we get a new provision added or amended, as is the case in this, where actually the Select Committee made substantial amendments, then once again every member of the House must agree to it. So it's not a simple majority as in other statutes that are before the House. It's one that everyone agrees to. Mr Chairman, as I said earlier, the Select Committee paid a lot of attention to this, and we have made a number of recommended amendments. We've recommended that some provisions be deleted entirely because they have the potential to alter the original intention of the legislation, and that's clearly not within the parameter of a statutes amendment. We've deleted some. We've proposed deletion of some because we believe that they substantially alter the primary legislative purpose, and with others we've said that they're not suitable for statutes amendment because there is a policy debate to be had around them. So I was really pleased with the work that we did on this bill. They're not ones that usually grip the nation. They're not ones that members generally, with the exception of Mr O'Rourke and myself, usually elbow each other out of the way to get the next speaker's call on. But it is a really important task for this Parliament to make sure that our legislation is clear, that if a matter is taken before the court, that there's not a debate about what the intention of Parliament was, and of course that the interpretation that is made of our legislation carries with it the intent of the Minister and the Government of the time. That's what we hope that we have delivered back to this House, and I look forward to this amended Statutes Amendment Bill number 4 progressing through the House. Thank you, Mr Speaker.